Guys, it's Alyssa. I've never done a television recap before, or I don't want to say a review, but like a reaction video. And so I decided that I would start trying to do them with The Bachelor, since that's one I know that a lot of people watch. When you watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, you have to go into it knowing that it's not all real. I definitely don't believe that. And that it's just entertainment. It's not. I mean, I think anyone going into it knows it's not a. Definitely not to be taken seriously. It's just kind of light entertainment, and it's silly and soap opera-ish, and I think that's why so many people like it. But for me, the main reason that I like it is not so much about like the content of the show, but I like the camaraderie that comes from watching it. When I'm on it, I've made friends through Twitter from watching it. I've read like on blogs and stuff where girls meet on Monday nights to drink wine and watch The Bachelor and talk about it, and I think it's just a fun way for people to bond if you go into it knowing that it's not anything to be taken seriously. And I know I've watched it, gosh, I can't even remember. It feels like it's been forever. And I've had my favorites each season. And oddly enough, like there have been very few guys that I've actually really thought, were decent. I think my favorite of all the Bachelorettes is Emily Maynard, and I'll have a tangent about her another time because this video will be super long. I just like her. She likes Dolly Parton, she likes kittens and sparkly stuff, and Taylor Swift, and she just seems like somebody that I would like. But I've been watching this season with Sean, who is actually the third to last person to get kicked off of Emily's season. And I've been watching his season, and I didn't do a reaction video about the first one. Quite frankly, I just forgot. And so this is, I can't remember if this is 2. I think we're 3 episodes in now. Maybe just 2, but I'm pretty sure it's 3. And so we're starting to get a little more familiar with the girls. But I'm just going to start, and I'll warn you, this has spoilers. So if you want to mute it and watch me do a lot of crazy stuff, that's fine. But if you don't want to know what happens, don't watch this video. And again, if you are not interested in The Bachelor, please don't unsubscribe to our channel. We are definitely not going to focus all just on silly stuff. Just watch the videos of things, that you enjoy. And if you do enjoy this, encourage your friends to subscribe. We would love that. But anyway, the first date that Sean had last night was with Selma. And I really like Selma. She looks like, to me, if Jamie Lynn Sigler and Sherry Appleby and, what's that other girl's name? Oh, Ashley Green had a love child. She looks like very much like Ashley Green in some things, and other times like Jamie Lynn Sigler. She's a very, very pretty girl. Sean decided, I don't know why, this poor girl is very girly and doesn't like, she always has her nails painted and is always like very well put together and always has a full face of makeup on. And she is not outdoorsy. She said she's not athletic. She doesn't like the heat. That is just like as far removed from things that she likes as possible. At least that's how she presented herself in the beginning. So he decided in an effort to test her, which I think is jerky, because I realize it's a game show, but if I found out a guy was testing me by making me do things that he knew I would hate, peace out, buddy. That's not going to happen. I just think that's a mean way to do things. But I guess in like a game show type format, it's different. But anyway, so he flies her in this like rickety jet out to it was a private jet, but I'm watching it and the whole time they're like this. And I hate flying. That's one of my biggest fears. And if I were in that jet where the turbulence was like this the whole time, I would have pooped and peed my pants and the date would have been over. But anyway, so they ride the rickety jet plane out to the desert. And he shows her that they're going to be rock climbing. And, she expresses in there that she doesn't like the heat. And she actually makes this statement because her family is Iraqi. She says he's really taking an Iraqi to the desert. And so I don't think, you can kind of tell right away that she's kind of like, what? And so they go rock climbing. It's the type of rock climbing, I don't know a whole lot about rock climbing, but it's the type of rock climbing where it's like all on you. Maybe all rock climbing is like that. I don't know. But you have to like hook yourself in your own harnesses and pull yourself up. And you can just tell. She's complaining, and I don't blame her. A lot of people gave her flack on Twitter for complaining because she was with him. It does not matter to me how cute the guy you're with. If you are miserable and you were hot and you're doing something that you hate, you're not going to be like, oh, he's hot, so that makes it all better. That's like saying you're going to go with Taylor Lautner to the hospital and have needles put in all over your body. Oh, it's going to be awesome because Taylor Lautner's there. I love Taylor Lautner, but he's not going to make needles less awesome. So I felt for someone in this date. And she expresses to him after they climb that she cannot kiss him on national television. This is while they're having dinner in like this kind of cute little RV camp thing. She tells him that her family is strict Muslim and that her mother especially would be very disappointed if she showed affection in public, especially on national television. And so he expresses that he wants to kiss her, and he tells her, he's like, or she tells him, I can't do that because it's against, what my family believes, and it would be very offensive to my mother and my parents. And I have to say, I have mad respect for her for keeping it classy and not, doing that, because your family should come first. And I like that she put her mom's needs above making out with a guy that she might not even end up with. So I think that was very smart. And honestly, Ari, that was on Emily's season, that was the second runner-up. I love Ari. I think his tweets are hysterical. If I were a little younger and not married, I'd be like, hey, Ari, call me. But I really enjoy him. I just think he has a great sense of humor. He has sort of expressed a little crush on Selma. And quite frankly, I think Selma should be like, peace out, Sean, and go and marry Ari. But that's just my opinion. The next thing was the group date. Sean took them to the roller derby. And this is another one. I'm like, really, ABC, what are you doing? They took these girls to the roller derby. So Amanda, that's the crazy one with the crazy hair that always is like, all the time. That's like what she does. She just sits there and does this when the girls talk to her. She looks crazy. I didn't like her from day one. I don't know why Sean kept her around, quite frankly. And she lies to all of the girls to try to intimidate them and tells them that she's like this pro roller derby girl. And so they're all like, I think, a little intimidated and a little worried about that. And plus, I mean, I don't know a lot of girls, and maybe this is just the group that I hang out with, that would want to go and just beat the crap out of each other. And I mean, that's basically, I think roller derby is cool. But I mean, I know I'm not cut out for that kind of stuff, and I would not want to have other girls pushing me, and I would not want to elbow and hit other people. So I just don't see the appeal. But there are all these poor girls are like wiping out left and right. And they're just, I mean, they're not having fun at all. And then the thing I thought was the worst was, I can't remember her name, and I apologize for that, but one of the contestants on The Bachelor is only has one arm. I believe she was born with some kind of like genetic thing, and one of her arms didn't grow, and so it's just like down to her elbow. And poor thing does not have the balance or the equilibrium to be able to be on a roller derby or be on roller skates even without like falling down, because she can't get her balance. And so she's crying, and she handled it really well. I mean, she didn't go to Sean like, how dare you? She wasn't this big weepy mess. She just went to one of her friends and, expressed that she was frustrated. And I thought she was just a real trooper about it, because had it been me, I would have thrown up that half arm and told him where he could go for making me do a roller derby. But I mean, she just was a trooper. And the girl, I really wish I had written down the names of some of these girls. There's so many I can't keep up. The girl that went on the amusement park date with him, that was adopted, she's real sweet. She was the one that kind of came to this girl's aid and was like, hey, you can do this, you have nothing to be ashamed of, and you're doing great, and was just a real sweetheart. And it just made me like both of them so much more. Finally, crazy Amanda falls, busts her jaw. They think that she's broken it. They rush her off in an ambulance to the hospital. So Sean then is like, oh, this is probably a bad idea, and decides just to do an 80s style free skate. Lame. It was so stupid. And so crazy Amanda comes back, tells everyone that she's going to milk it. I'm referring to my notes. And, she's just crazy. That's why we call her Crazy Amanda. So the next thing, while they're, after all this roller derby stuff has happened and they're coming back for the rest of their group date, Tiara, who everyone calls Terrible because she's just a psycho. I don't know if she's like not on her meds or what's going on with her, but she's always crying, always causing drama, always mad about something, and then she can literally like turn it like a drop of a hat, and she's back to being happy. It reminds me of like the kids in my class. They bump their head, they're crying hysterically, and then all of a sudden they're like laughing and running with their friends. This is exactly how Tiara is. I mean, she is a beautiful, beautiful girl. I mean, pretty to the point where you're like drawn to her on the screen, but she is crazy. And she starts crying and goes to the producer and tells him that she's sick of being tortured by all the girls and their fakeness in the house, which is ironic since she's the fakest one of all. And she ends up hiding in like this creepy dark hallway. You like can barely see her. She's just sitting on the stairs crying like in the dark, like Smeagol or something, waiting to catch a predator. or whatever she was wanting to do. And she waits and intercepts Sean as he's walking with Lindsay to the hot tub. And, you know, he's like, oh, I feel so bad. And she's just like, I can't handle it. And he's, oh, when I was on Emily's season, I know how hard it was to have all this competition and stuff. And so then he goes and gets her crazy butt a rose. Sean, really? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? I had mad respect for you for being one of the classier bachelors until you did that. And now my respect is back to Ari. But anyway, the next thing that happened was Lindsay and Sean actually end up making out in the hot tub, typical, while crazy Amanda and her broken jaw look on crazily like this. Leslie H on the next date got a Pretty Woman style date, which is ironic since that movie was about a prostitute, so I don't know what that says about Sean's feelings about Leslie. But anyway, they went to Rodeo Drive and went to Bagli Mishka, I think is how you say that. I'm from the South, y'all. I don't wear Bagli Mishka. I wear a Target. They went to get shoes, a dress, and a purse and earrings from, I think, No Lane or some other fancy pants place like that. Sean told her at dinner, I wish I had. I'll use this pen. So Sean picks up the rose before he rejects this poor girl, holds it like this. Now, if I was at dinner and I was on The Bachelor and The Bachelor picked up the rose, I would assume, okay, he's going to give that rose to me. But no, while he is holding the rose, tells her that he does not have romantic feelings for her and kind of puts her in the friend zone and sends her home. Fool, you don't hold a rose while you're rejecting the poor girl. I mean, that just adds insult to injury. You might as well have been like, nah, 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 nah. I just think that's messed up. But I do respect Leslie H because I think the main reason that Sean put her in the friend zone is because unlike some of the other women, and I'm not naming names, but y'all know who I'm talking about, she wasn't a skank and didn't throw herself at him. She actually was like classy and admitted that, you know, it took her a little more time because that's how normal people work in relationships. And then the last thing was at the rose ceremony, crazy Amanda got sent home and so did her creepy staring eyes. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this recap, and let me know if you're watching The Bachelor or Carrie Diaries or Downton Abbey or any of that stuff that you would like to talk about with me on here on Twitter. I would love that, and hope you enjoyed this little craziness, and I will talk to y'all about this next Monday and Tuesday, I think. Or is it all on Monday? Anyway, we have like 4 hours of The Bachelor to look forward to next week, so I am excited. See you later. Bye.